Time now for sports, and the Ghana Black Stars currently sit third on the Group C table after a loss to Morocco and draw against Gabon, with the senior national team seeking their first win of the tournament in order to give them an opportunity to qualify to the next phase of the competition. There have been so many discussion points ahead of Comoros encounter later tonight. Joining me in the studio is Joy Sports analyst Joel Botte and football coach Nana Jiman, who is also be joining us via Zoom, and former Black Stars player Sam Johnson. He joins us via phone. Let me start from the studio, Joel. So Ghana now has, what, 1 point in Group C? Yeah. So what does this mean? I mean, what do we have to do to get to the next phase of the competition?
So in terms of Ghana's qualification, we need a win against Comoros to even start with. And we also need Gabon to lose to Morocco later today. Okay. We also need that to give us a 3-goal margin. That is, between the two games, we need a 3-goal margin in order to get qualification. And we are looking to get that via the second place. If Gabon lose and we are able to win and we have a 3-goal goal difference, then that will guarantee us a second place to qualify. However, there's a third place seating also as well, where the best third place team can also qualify. But that will be dependent on groups D and E as well, which is a little bit complicated to explain. So first we need to target the win, and we also need a 3-goal difference.
The lineup has been a matter of discussion, and there's been a lot of back and forth on whether the lineup will change or not. What are we getting from the camp of Ghana?
So from the camp of Ghana, currently we are hearing news about Fatau Isahaku, the young 17-year-old, getting a starting place today. Or possibly we could see a 4-4-2 formation being deployed this time. I think Milo is trying to change things up, especially because of how things went in the first 2 games. And as a result of that, that is why he's looking to bring in speedsters at the wide areas. That is either Kamal Dean and Fatau, or Joseph Pinto and Fatau. We're looking to see how that will go.
After losing 2 matches, a lot of people have, the confidence has derailed. Not too waste about that. Nana Jiman, are you confident that Ghana can get the job done against Comoros tonight? Nana Jiman.
Well, thank you very much. Yes, I'm here. It looks as if I'm frozen.
All right, so I'm asking if you're confident that we can be able to beat Comoros at Kuwait tonight.
Well, to be honest with you, I just don't know. I've got to be honest with you. If I said I was confident, I wouldn't be telling you the truth, Aisha. The truth of the matter is I'm worried because as your analyst is describing for you in the studio, the ways that we could qualify are indeed very complicated, and in some instances are dependent on other results as well. Naturally, the first thing we must think about is the win. And secondly to that is we must score as many unanswered goals as possible, ideally. Whether or not we can do that, I really don't know. We've got a coach who we know his principle, his philosophy is born out of scoring 1 goal and leaving it at that. Yes, it would give us the 3 points, but there may be a huge challenge when it comes down to goals scored and goals conceded. I don't really know. It's a tough task. I would love them to come through, but I just really don't have an idea. They've lost 1, they've drawn a match they should never have drawn. This could have been in the bag already, but that's the way the cookie crumbles at the moment.
Now, let me bring in Sam Johnson. I mean, you have been here before, and there's been a lot of complaining about the kind of formation we're playing. You've been there before. What is wrong with us?
No, I think I'm very happy the way Coach said, Nana said, it's very, very important. What we are doing now, nobody knows what is going on there. Because me personally, on the field, I really don't know, apart from maybe putting our players to our various positions that everybody see the system that we play, 4-3-3. Apart from that system that we see, I don't know how we play, how we defend. I really don't know. So when you ask me about the system or what it is, to tell you guys, but I don't believe in the system that we are playing now. I hope and pray that today he will learn his lesson from these two games so that we will do something better for our nation. Because you don't see the agency in the guys that they want to do something for themselves. Sometimes when the coaches are confused, that is where the player, you show the caliber of players that you are. And we don't see that in them now. And it makes everybody confused. Like my senior man said, we've been singing the same song every time. Oh, things will be okay, things will be okay. And things are getting worse. Somebody who can defend one goal in 10 years ago, he can defend this one goal very, very good. This is the time that we need the one goal most. He can defend that goal. So I don't think we can put our full. I mean personally, I can put my full trust in them. But what can we do? They are there. We have to support them in any way so that we give them that morale. But me personally, I'm not sure. But I hope and pray that things will change today.
I'm so happy that Milo himself admits that the team we had in 2010 is not the same that we have now. What's the difference between the team we had in 2010 and what we have now?
He's supposed to be the last person to say that. But, of course, when you're trying to hide behind the curtains, this is what happened. You know that this team is the same, but you promised us to bring the cup. You know, so now the things are difficult. Now you are telling us that 10 years ago, the team is different. Of course, you don't have a Samoajan, you don't have Stephen Appiah, you don't have Musule Muntari, so you can't be proud. This is the time you have to show us that you know better. This is the time you have to show us that you know better. Because at that time, what we have, any coach who has a little bit intelligent can do something with the team. But now you have to show your capacity, how good you are. This is the time. And if you can't make it with that and you are telling that 10 years ago you don't have that squad, then what are you telling us? Are we not, those over there, are they not talented? Are they not good ones? Who call them? You do the call up. So what are you telling us now? But all the same, we are in. So we just hope that they will do. But sometimes, even if you don't play good football, you have to. On the field, people must see how serious, how tough how agent you want to win the game. You know, all these things matter. And let me tell you this story for a short time. Against Ivory Coast, 2006, we said we're not going to lose this game because if we lose this game again, that means we are going to lose from 92, 94, and 96. It's not going to happen. If we win this game and we come out from South Africa, we are okay. And we make sure, everybody makes sure that we win this game. Are they going to put on the same character today? If they did, there is no way. There is no way we will come out, even draw, or maybe 1 or 2 or 3. Maybe we can score maybe 3 or 4 goals if they go in with this kind of character.
Nana Agyeman, I can see you actually are passionate about responding to this particular one. I mean, how would you describe the team we had in 2010 then and the team we have now?
Let me cut the cake from a different angle. Sam Johnson is absolutely right. There's no way a coach should be saying this now or anytime. You know, just think about the players that have heard this. You know, he's their coach. He's the one they're looking up to. He's their leader. And he's come back to tell Ghanaians that, you know, quite frankly, the team that I have, it's not really a good team. And even when I compare it to what I had before, they're nowhere near there. And I haven't come here with any strikers. That's what he said, because there's no Asamoah Gyan. So the players he's picked to strike, they're not strikers. They're not strikers. And I've always maintained he's travelled there with only one striker, and that's the local lad from the Olympics team. Everyone else that has been labelled a striker are not actually strikers. But, you know, the thing about it is, when you look 2010. You look at the team that we had representing us in the first World Cup that we featured in 2006. There's not one player that can match the capacity, the ability, the skill of any of those players at all that are in this team currently. Not one. It's not just a matter of Asamoah Gyan. There's lots of players there. We even had Kingston, he was there. You got the Painstill, you got the Addies, you got the entire midfield quartet. That was Lai Kingston. Unfortunately, he didn't go to the World Cup. He lost the plot. But there was Lai Kingston, Suleiman Tari, Stephen Napier, and Michael Essien. That was one of the best midfield quartets in the world at the time. In the world, let me tell you. And then with Asamoah up front, eventually we had Kujo Asamoah joining us as well. He was also fantastic. There's no one in this team that matches the caliber of what we had in 2010. No one. Not that it can't happen, but we haven't spent the time to work with the players and to nurture them and to build them in a way in which we did before. Because the majority of those players, especially the Montaris and Sulis, they all came from Colts. They all came from Colts football. And Colts has only just been revived last year, only just. And still yet, we don't hear anything about Colts like we did back in the day. I used to go and watch Colts matches. Most people used to go and watch Colts matches. People don't really go now, even though it's just been revived. So, what worries me is that the players would have heard what the coach has said. And to many of them, it might be quite demoralizing for the person they are looking up to, who is leading them, to tell the rest of the world that these boys ain't quality. It must be very demoralizing. Yes, I know they want to prove a point, no doubt about that, but I don't think it's the right thing that should have been said, even though it is 100% true.
Joel, I mean, the last time we're talking about the people who make up the lineup, and rightly so, Mr. Agyemang is also making that point. He says the team we have now is nowhere comparable to the one we had in 2010. But there's this name that has come up strongly, Jordan Ayew. I mean, a lot of complaints about him, and the fact that the coach is still keeping Jordan Ayew there when he's actually not doing anything for us.
Well, just as Nana Agyemang said, we have only one striker in the name of Abagna. And we know that we need Jordan to step up as an experienced player who has played at the striking role and has played as an inside forward as well. Yeah. That's off the wings. We are expecting Jordan to step up because we know he has that competence to score goals. But unfortunately, we are not seeing that. Hence why the complaints are coming up. And when you don't have the confidence and all of that, sometimes fans will react and say they need someone to take your place. Okay. But then is this the time to let someone take Jordan's place? That's the question. Because if you look at the last 2 games, he's had only 1 shot, and that shot was off target. The game against Morocco, no shots, and the game against Gabon, 1 shot, and it was off target. That is quite poor for someone you expect to take up that role of a striker. So, well, I don't know about him leading a line today, but we hope that if he does, he steps up this time.
Are there any likely opponents, designed, for us, should we qualify?
So, should Ghana qualify, it depends on where we qualify through. If we qualify as 2nd place in Group C, we could play Burkina Faso. Okay. But if we qualify as 3rd place, we could play Cameroon, the host nation, because they top their group. So that's where we are. That's the lines we find ourselves. So
Burkina and
Cameroon. Cameroon especially, that's if we qualify through 3rd place.
What are our chances with these 2 people?
Our chances are quite slim because if you've looked at our performance over these past 2 games, they've not been encouraging. Even the game that we thought should have been won against Gabon, we didn't step up.
Yep.
how about playing these two sides that have done well in their group? Can we match the level and intensity they're playing? That's a question. So we would have to ask ourselves a lot of ifs if you are looking to play these teams.
Sam Johnson, I mean, what do you want to see tonight when Ghana meets their compatriots from Comoros?
Today, what I want to see is the commitment and full concentration. And I want to see fighters on the field. Fighters. If they fight and they can't make it, we know that they fight today and they fought today and they can't make it. But if they play the same as they are doing, I don't think anybody will be happy with them. So I see that today they have to commit themselves that they are defending the flag of Ghana. And I hope they will come out.
So the last time they were meeting Morocco, the advice was for Ghana to do a lot more of the defense. Unfortunately, we didn't see that. With Gabon, did it happen?
With Gabon, well, what happened was we took our only chance of the game, but we didn't hold on. We didn't show that fighting spirit because Gabon were looking for a result. They weren't looking for necessarily a win, but if it was a draw, they were satisfied. So we should have controlled the game a bit more. Yeah.
That we didn't. So Sam Johnson, what should we do? More defense, more attack, or we should show the fighting spirit, which Joel talks about?
No, in this kind of game, you just have to play attack, but not attack with leaving your back to be. We have to play compact. If we play compact football, and I can give so many instances. You are defending together, you are attacking together. That is how it goes, and we play compact. If we open ourselves like this, and when the ball is, we always have to make sure the ball is in front of us. All the players, the ball is in front of us. When it's even in our goal area, everybody is in front of the goal. When we are going, we all attack. We attack together, we come together. If we play compact, I think that will help us so that we won't open ourselves for them to be easy, passing the balls around us. Because you don't see us running and, harassing the opponents. We always, go casual and you can play the ball anyhow. And doing that, if you go to a last place and you are pushing that pressure, you are selling yourself, you get tired early, and when you get tired, what will happen? You lose that energy to defend again, and it will cause us a very serious, thing. So we have to be careful and know how to go to attack and also how to defend. We don't have to sit. If we sit, we don't have that player that will do that job to go. So we have to open up and go in, but we make sure that we play compact as much as possible.
Well, I hope that the Black Stars have ears to listen to these pieces of advice being given to them by a former Black Stars player. But of course, thank you so much, Joel, for bringing us those updates. And thank you, Nana Agyemang. I know you are not happy with the Black Stars, but do well to watch the match tonight. And there's only one advice I want to leave you with. Eat your food, eat your fufu, eat your banku. Eat very well before you watch that match, before they give you heartbreak. That's it for sports, and that's how we wrap up the Pulse this afternoon. My name is Aisha Ibrahim. Many thanks for watching. Let's Talk Showbiz is up next. Enjoy the rest of our program.